Today I fucked up by getting myself delivered to the ER because of a spider. Alright, hear me out. I don't like spiders, but I do not have a phobia. When I see one in my room, I usually keep calm and try to get it outside alive. Just like I tried last morning. I was enjoying my morning coffee when I see movement in the corner of my eye. I look at the wall and, of course, it's a spider. I live in Germany and we do not have any spiders that can severely harm humans, at least not to my knowledge. If I'm wrong about this, please let me know in the comments so I can develop a phobia after all. That in mind, I recognized the type of spider and it was one of the small, very fast and jumpy ones. To me, the thought of a spider jumping onto my body and crawling under my clothes is enough psychological terror to be considered severe harm. So I do the logical thing, get an empty glass, a postcard and trap it as fast as I can. I hate it when I go get something to trap them and they start moving while I'm not looking. And this specific specimen almost made it to cover under a nearby shelf. Relieved that I could trap it in time, I take it to the terrace door, open the door while holding the glass right side up and immediately turn the glass upside down to drop it on the floor. What I didn't and couldn't have known, but probably should have anticipated since it's a spider, the spider had attached a string to the inside of the glass. So instead of the spider falling to the ground, it dangles in midair and, who could have guessed, jumps onto my leg. I'm in shock. I don't know what to do. That was completely unexpected and my body reacts with a fight or flight response, which seemed to have severely confused my body since I was already at home, a safe place, and there wasn't really anything to fight. What I should have done, keep calm, brush the spider off my leg, go inside and close the door. Instead I started hyperventilating and panically jumping on the spot, flight response towards a safe space, where I already was. So stay where you are but also run. Logical, right? While I was doing that I also dropped the glass I was holding, because my body obviously needs both hands to fight this tiny little spider. The glass fell onto the terrace floor and shattered. Since my body felt that I wasn't enough at home already, I kept running on the same spot and well, I think you can guess what happens when you jump around barefoot, on a floor that has sharp pieces of glass scattered all over it. The sharp, stinging pain brought me back to reality. It's funny how pain can jumpstart your synapses to start thinking rationally again. I stopped jumping and looked towards the foot the pain was coming from. Blood was dripping from it. Irrational amounts of blood. I'm a paramedic so I know how much blood is too much blood. I started panicking a bit, thinking, if I hit an artery or just a vein. I managed to keep my calm, hopped inside on one foot, sat on the floor and called EMS. You're not supposed to pull the penetrating object out of the wound as that can lead to even more bleeding. However, as it was already heavily bleeding and I couldn't apply pressure with the shard still in my foot without driving it in even deeper, I took off my shirt, pulled out the big shard that penetrated deep. There were my smaller glass pebbles stuck to the sole of my foot, and immediately put pressure on the wound with my shirt. My hands started hurting quickly and the t-shirt was slowly getting soaked, but I managed to stop most of the bleeding until my colleagues arrived and took over. On the drive to the ER I told them how it happened and they laughed their asses off. I was hoping that only the one by my side could understand me, but apparently the driver was also a witness to my story. And maybe you can already guess, but a paramedic being rescued by his colleagues does not have the privilege of patient confidentiality. I already knew that the whole station would know within an hour. In the hospital I was told that I apparently managed to cut into the arteria and vena plantaris lateralis, major blood vessels of the soul, and that I needed immediate surgery. It went well and today I'm recovering in the hospital where I have enough time to think about what happened and tell you guys about it. I tried to write it with a bit of a humorous twist so it doesn't get too boring. I hope I succeeded. Judging from my station's WhatsApp group I already earned the nickname Spider-Man. Could have gone worse, I guess. To think of it. What happened to the spider? Oh shit. Too long didn't read. Moral of the story: next time you see a spider don't try to rescue it. Just burn your house down like everyone always tells you to do. And if you do rescue it, maybe use a plastic cup. And if you happen to work for EMS, leave out the details. P.S. As I already mentioned, I am German. I tried to the best of my ability to write in good English, however I did not run the post through a grammar check and I am high on tranquilizers. In short, sorry for bad English. Smile. Ha 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 ha, that's hilarious. How you wrote it, I could see it like a movie. And hey, you've got an awesome nickname, that rocks. You ought to get a spider tattooed on your foot. Bah ha 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 ha. Wait, my geriatric mom is asking why I'm laughing at my computer. I have to tell her, some German ambo hero dude nearly cut his foot off having a hissy fit over a poor harmless spidey, 16,000 kilometers away. You a hero, dude? The nurse just came in asking if I was okay because I literally had the hardest laughing attack. You rock, thanks for the lol. This is amazing. I love this story, thanks for the laugh, feel better soon. Thanks so much. That was all I wanted to achieve. And yay, I hope I'll be up and going again soon without any permanent damage. Have a nice day. Your English was fine, this was hilarious, haha, thank you for sharing. The most dangerous spider here in Germany is Die Gemeine Wasserspinne, but you have to be really drunk to get caught in her web and strangely yourself. Or if someone throws them at you, zany face. If I ever meet someone who is capable of throwing a wasserspinne far enough so it's a serious threat for me, I wouldn't be worried about the wasserspinne but about the guy throwing it. D. Your English is great. Even if it wasn't, don't worry about it. I can relate to that reaction to spiders, where it's not a true phobia but they definitely make me super uncomfortable. But for real, being an American, all I could think was how much an ambulance ride to the ER cost. Literally thousands. I was in the ER this past weekend and am expecting a bill of at least $700 for the couple hours I was there. Thankfully you are in Europe where you don't have to deal with as much healthcare shit. Glad you are alright and surgery went well though. Today I fucked up by trying to lose my virginity to a porn star. Oh buddy, do I feel embarrassed about this one. A little over a year and a half ago I was getting close to my 22nd birthday. I was enrolled in university and doing well for myself, but something was still missing. Having never so much as kissed a girl, the thought of finally discovering romance was weighing heavy on my mind. Didn't want to be 22 and still be a virgin. So I started exploring my sexuality. I set up an account on a fetish website. I thought that by reaching out to members there, I might find someone that may have a fetish for virgins. I ended up going way over my head. Instead of using Tinder like most people, I went headfirst down the rabbit hole of sexual extremes. I let my pent-up desires get the best of me and found people who were defiantly far more into the sexual lifestyle than I thought I was. I messaged a dominatrix about potentially meeting up. She sent me a fucking application form to fill out. I realized I was in too deep when I saw the entire 4-page interview she wanted me to give her. Crazy. I was just about to nope the hell out of that website when I received a message from an attractive girl only a few miles from me. She said she was a porn star from Australia. Asked her why she was here in the US. She said she was on a business trip and staying at a nearby hotel when my profile had caught her eye. Being careful, I searched her profile pictures on Google and I got nothing. I started flirting with her. Now I was beyond excited. I asked for pictures to make sure she was real. She sent me some, and I sent some back. Legit. It was then she said, "There's something I need to tell you." I asked her what it was. She let me know she was looking for a man to do a porn video with. She thought that my virginity made things interesting. She asked me if I was comfortable with a camera. I said yes. Didn't care. I just wanted to do this shit. She told me to go pick up a bottle of wine and meet her at the local Hampton Inn. I drove out and got a bottle of red wine for us at a grocery store, the entire time telling my friends what I was getting into. This is it. I was sweating. I was so nervous. That was when she told me I need to do something else. Send $100 to my manager's PayPal account for service fees. Okay. I knew jack shit about the porn industry and was horny beyond belief. I didn't care what it took. This needed to happen. I was tired of waiting. I logged into my PayPal and sent the money to the address provided. There goes $100. I get back on the road and keep driving. My friends had told me not to do anything I wasn't comfortable with. I didn't care now. Then as I approached the next turn, My phone buzzed again. It was the porn star. "We need you to send another $100 to my company's account." My heart fucking sank. It was at this moment I realized I had fucked up. No porn star would even be asking for money to be involved in a porn shoot. I was too horny to realize the scam that was happening right before me. I had been played. I pulled off the road into a parking lot and cried for an hour. How could I have been so stupid? I kept asking myself, why didn't I video chat her? Why didn't I ask for an unmistakable picture of her face? I was so desperate that I resorted to looking for intimacy through the obscure corners of the internet and paid the price for it. Too long didn't read. I was 21 years old and didn't want to be a virgin at age 22. I found a porn star on the internet and agreed to meet up with her only to be scammed out of $100. Oops. Yes, I realize that r/today I fucked up says a scam isn't your fuck up. But I think this one was. I was too desperate to even be bothered to use the large mass of squishy tissue in my head. Live and learn. The dominatrix with the application form sounds way safer and legit. Probably keeping herself safe. Live and learn. At least you got a good story out of it. I did. Even though this was recent, it feels like the distant past given what has happened over the past year and 8 months of my life. 2 relationships, one lasting a year and a half. Crazy to think I was desperate enough to do stupid shit like this. Did you send the payment as friends and family? If not, just file a complaint with PayPal, they'll refund you. Smile. 2020 people still send money to anonymous people on the internet. Could have been worse. There's been people scammed for $501k plus they probably wish it was only $100. But at least you got a good learning experience and explored some sexual interests. Why, $100 for a lesson learned? It's a bit much, but this whole scenario could have gone way worse. Today I fucked up by unexpectedly seducing my maintenance man because I forgot my appointment was that week. Backstory: our kitchen sink has a garbage disposal and for a week now it smelled awful. Threw ice cubes of white vinegar, cleaners, liquid pipe snake, the whole shebang. Nothing was really working, so we figured call maintenance to see if they could help and find the source. Here was the first problem. My BF, 25M, called to make the appointment and didn't say exactly when he was coming. He simply told me, yeah, they are sending someone this week. This was on Monday or so. He was leaving to go visit family as he hadn't seen them in months and it was safe, so he left. Fast forward to Friday, the day I know my BF is coming back. The maintenance man hadn't come yet, which I thought was odd and was planning to speak to maintenance on Saturday morning to ask. Not seeing him for the whole week made me miss him naturally, so I wanted to spice it up when he arrived home. So I put on lingerie. It's a little more modest than some, but lingerie nonetheless, and waited for him. It was around 6:45 p.m. and he told me his ETA was about 50 minutes out, and so I waited. It's important to note he was bringing his older things from back home, so him having limited access to being able to open the door because his hands were full didn't seem weird to me. 20 minutes later there is a knock at the door and I, blissfully unaware, open the door swiftly and pop my hip to say hey. My face went from seductive to mortified as I looked at the face of our maintenance man. I've never seen a human turn so red in such a short amount of time. He barely manages to say, I'm here for your sink problem. At this point 95% of my body is hiding behind the door and I tell him, oh yeah, come on in, as I run to my bedroom to get a robe. Those 17 minutes he was in my home were the longest minutes of my life as no words were exchanged. Needless to say, we both got surprised that night. When my BF arrived that night I told him what happened and he damn near choked on his own spit from laughing so much. Be careful with your maintenance men/women. And yes, the smell went away. Turned out to be a faulty piece, so the visit was at least worth it. Too long didn't read. I wanted some sexy time with my BF after he had been gone the week. Did not realize our maintenance man visited homes that late in the evening. Opened the door to the maintenance man wearing lingerie and had the most awkward home visit of my life. Thanks to everyone that upvoted this. Stay tuned for a possible new fuck up that mimics a porno plot. The maintenance man was wearing lingerie? I didn't get that in the Today I Fucked Up main subplot. He was on his way to his BDSM mistress, so maybe he was wearing some. My partner left for work one morning wearing a high-vis top. Literally, 30 seconds later I'm wandering butt naked to the shower when there was a knock on the door. I could see his high-vis top through the frosted glass side panel, so I assumed he'd forgotten his keys, common occurrence, and opened the door, except halfway through opening it, I realized it was actually a parcel delivery guy. Absolutely mortified, I kinda crouched to cover what I could and slammed the door closed, yelling "I'll be right back." Quick wardrobe change later, and so unbelievably embarrassed, I had to open the door again to sign. The poor guy was trying not to laugh, and I was trying to explain how sorry I was and that I'm not some crazy, freaky person, but I thought he was my partner who had just left moment before. He had passed my partner in the driveway and was really good about it, but I will never open a door naked again. One Saturday morning I knew a maintenance guy was coming to change my air conditioning filters. He knocked on the door earlier than I thought, so I hopped out of bed in my boxer briefs and opened the door because what the hell. Only it turns out the maintenance guy is two young maintenance women. Ever since I have made sure not to be home at all when the maintenance people come, they can use the master key and do their thing without things getting awkward. Serves me right for being a sexist, I guess. Sounds like that visit was worth it for both of you. I am a film historian, and based on my close study of films depicting these sorts of situations, here are a few other situations you may want to avoid this week. 1. You are failing a class, and the professor invites you to his office to discuss your grade. 2. You do not have enough money to pay rent this month, and you seek a meeting with your landlord. 3. You're hungry, so you have a pizza delivered. 4. You interview for a new job, and the employer invites you to take a seat on a black leather couch.